All right, everyone, we want to continue on with more live feeds right here on Live Now from Fox, taking you out to New Jersey, where we do have the very latest here in the New Jersey race. This is the former New Jersey State Representative, Jack Ciattarelli, that is continuing to campaign. Let's listen in right now from the Republican.
Vivek Ramaswamy. Vivek, welcome to New Jersey. A warm New Jersey welcome. And we're glad to have you. The floor is yours.
How about Jack Ciattarelli, guys? He's about to get it done. New Jersey is a state with a lot of Republicans who just don't know yet that they're actually Republicans. So we're excited for you. Jack and I were together. You remember this when we were together? He was on his way, I can tell the story, he was on his way to go meet President Trump, to get that endorsement, and then now propelled him on this way to now unite this whole state, all right? New Jersey, you guys are about to show the country how it's done. Just because your neighbors or your friends or the people you'd meet with at the diner used to think one way a few years ago, doesn't mean it has to stay that way. We've been through the COVID-19 school closures. How many of those kids are now suffering from mental health epidemic? And we talk about it right there in that book. You're right about that. How many of those young women were denied the ability to compete in women's sports because a boy is taking a trophy out from their own clasp instead? How about the costs going up? The electricity costs are through the roof. Increase the supply of energy production. And there's one man who is going to take this state of New Jersey to the next level, to show New York across the street, Mamdani's New York City, how it's actually done in the United States of America. And that's this man, your next governor, Jack Ciattarelli. If you want to restore merit in this state, back Jack. If you want to bring down costs in this state, back Jack. If you want to restore freedom of speech in this state, back Jack. If you want to wake up the American dream in this state, back Jack. If you want to make New Jersey great again, back Jack. We are ready, Jack, for change, all right? The state is hungry for it. We're going in Ohio next year, but you got to pave the path this year. We're counting on you. Look at how many people are outside here. I mean, the patriots in this state are beyond, the enthusiasm of this state is off the charts. And I will tell you, here's where we are in the Republican Party and our movement. We are not just about defeating the left. We already did that last year. That part's done. Now we're ready to save the country. We're ready to roll up our sleeves and revive our economy. We're Americans. That's what we are. It's not about right versus left. It's about right versus wrong. It's about not just what it means to be a Republican, what it means to be an American. It means you are judged not on the color of your skin, but on the content of your character and your contributions. That's the American way. That is who we are. If Jack can't do it, nobody can. I love what's your name, man? She's got good energy.
Macaroni and meatballs.
Macaroni and meatballs. Jack, what do you say? Should we take a little Q&A, a little discussion with the audience? What do you want to do?
Let's keep talking for a second. I want to remind people of something, and I know Vivek knows this. Back in 2021, with the wind in our face and we at the top of the ticket, we had our most successful night in 34 years. We flipped 134 seats at municipal county level, winning places we hadn't won in decades. We flipped over 200 Board of Education seats and 8 seats in the state legislature, our most successful night in 34 years. That was with the wind in our face. You all know now we got some wind in our back. And with that wind in our back, I could flip 13 seats this year. What's the significance of 13 seats? We get something we haven't had in 30 years, a Republican majority in our state legislature. So we're going to win this race this year. We thank you for your help, and then we're coming to Ohio to help you win. And I'm looking around this room. I mean, right? This is not the mainstream media's portrayal of what the modern Republican Party is, right?
We got a bunch of different shades of melanin. I brought one of them, okay? So you're welcome for that. We got a couple of different genders. 2 of them, to be precise. 2 of them. But in a certain sense, who cares about all of that? What really matters is what unites us across our diversity. E pluribus unum. It means from many, one. See, this is what Ronald Reagan got right. He said this. So I'll tell you my story. Like some of you in the audience, I'm sure this is true too. My parents came halfway around the world about a half century ago to Cincinnati, Ohio with nothing. In a single generation, I had the chance to found successful companies. Raising our kids now in the center of the country in circumstances that our families would have never imagined 40 years ago. And the extraordinary part of that story is that it's really not that extraordinary in the United States of America. This is the country on God's green earth where that story is normal. That story is possible. Look at my story. Look at Jack Ciattarelli's story. Look at the story of so many of you who are here. You can pack your bags and move to Italy. You're Italian descent, right? We could pack your bags and move to Italy, but you would never be an Italian. You could go live the rest of your life in India, but you would never be an Indian. You could pack your bags to China or Japan. You would never be Chinese or Japanese. You could go to Germany. You'd never be a German. But you can come from any one of those countries to the United States of America, and you can still be an American as long as you pledge allegiance to the ideals of that flag. As long as you work hard. USA! 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 This is the greatest country known to the history of mankind. We refuse to apologize for it. We had a group of founding fathers 250 years ago. Next year we celebrate the 250th anniversary. They fought, not far from where we are right now, when George Washington crossed the Delaware. He was not that far away even from New York to New Jersey. Fighting for the ideals of a great nation that would last 250 years to this day. So we have a moral mandate, an obligation to our founders, to our country, to our history, to preserve that for another 250 years. And we're doing a great job starting with what we won last November. But the next step is the states. It's not all going to be done by Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C. can't fix the problems alone. Think about the way Jack's going to fix education in this state. Bring in standards back. And I know they're trying to mix you up and send some messages at the last second to try to throw you off and say something's going to be off with teachers. No. Jack is the most pro-teacher Republican among the most pro-teacher Republicans I've actually met. We're proud of that. We stand for our teachers, so don't listen to what they'll try to smear them with. This is a man who cares about lifting up our kids, their future, so they can live the same American dream that Jack and I have lived as well. And we will fight every day for our kids, for your kids, to achieve even greater things than we have. Because we are not a nation in decline. New Jersey is not a state in decline. We are still on our way up. Unlock that energy, get it out from under the ground. Improve the educational achievement standards. Fight the crime. You think about the man who's going to turn around actual urban crime. New York City, you know, Zoran Mamdani's New York City is going in one direction. It's going to be sad to watch. Jack Ciattarelli is going to create the shining city on the hill on the other side of the river, all right? This man is giving us hope to this region and to our country. And so I want to tell you, man, it is an honor to be here. You and I have been talking since the early stages of this race. We told you you're going to do this. We're going to do it. You ready to win this thing? Yeah. Are you ready to win this thing? It's time. It's time to back Jack. That's what we're about to do. You guys want to take a couple questions, comments? We'll keep it impromptu. I like that. We'll open this up. What's that?
We have Board of Education candidates here.
Board of Education.
Tough races. Support conservative values.
Can we give a round of applause? By show of hands, who is running for Board of Education right now here as a conservative candidate? Give them a round of applause. They don't have to be doing what they're doing. Really respect that. Come on up.
It's good. So we've got 80 assembly seats that are up this year, and we are in District 38. And our assembly candidate is from the Paramus Borough Council. Rob Kaiser's here tonight. We're going to win this race, Bob. You know, Vivek is talking about the Jersey I grew up in. In New Jersey, I grew up, and my parents didn't have to worry about me walking to the bus stop. They didn't have to worry about what I was learning in school that day. That was a time and era where my parents got a phone call from many of the nuns at St. Anne's, my teacher, and local cops. You know what happened when I got home. We need to get back to that day. That's what this election is really all about. And as we go around the state of New Jersey, we tell people, if you want change, you got to make a change. Well, let me say this. We're out polling my opponent. We're out fundraising my opponent. We're out energizing my opponent. And when you get the endorsement of Democratic mayors all across this state, that tells you people want change. Now, you know what championship teams do, right? They finish strong. What are we going to do over these next 19 days to produce a championship win here? Tell them what to do.
You show up, you vote. You want to vote early, vote early. You want to vote on election day, you vote on election day. But you bring them out and you vote. Because this is the moment where we start practicing what we preach. I'll tell you this. You've heard of good vision from Jack. But a vision without execution is a hallucination. We're not going to be hallucinating in New Jersey. We're going to get the job done by showing up. Get out there and put that bumper sticker up. Get out there and drag your neighbors out if that's what's required. Show up. They say, oh, it's not a presidential year. It doesn't matter. This is a governor's year. This is how we make a difference in this country. Common sense Jack. 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 What's up, my man? Yep.
The judiciary in New Jersey, we don't hear a lot about this. In 34 states, the judges are elected. In New Jersey, they're appointed by other lawyers. I think it's a bit of a conflict of interest, and I think there's a lot of...
I got really good news for you. We're winning this race, and as your governor, guess what I get to do? I get to appoint the Attorney General, the 21 county prosecutors, the Superior Court judges, and I get 2 new Supreme Court state justices, one of which is the Chief Justice. And we're not appointing anybody who doesn't agree with us on these issues. Thank you, sir. Teachers' pensions, one of the biggest lies. Now, you know my opponent. Her entire campaign is based on a stack of lies, her disdain for the president, and that she can fly a helicopter. What the hell does any of that have to do with fixing New Jersey? Let me ask you this. Does the president have anything to do with our property taxes? Does he have anything to do with your multi-electric bill? Does he have anything to do with the rise in nonviolent crime because we handcuffed our police? Does he have anything to do with the Democrats did to our public school curriculum? How about all the overdevelopment in our suburban communities? The president has nothing to do with any of those things, but my opponent can't stop talking about the president and blaming him for everything. I am not going to take away pensions from teachers, not going to take pensions away from firemen, not going to take pensions away from our police personnel. It's the big lie. The Democrat policies have crushed the middle class in this state. Those are all middle class workers, and I'll protect them every day of the week.
Affordable housing mandate. Affordable housing mandate.
Wait.
That's a fact, yes!
The problem is that the 10% sales tax
People are believing it. That's true.
Ma'am, I hear you. I understand your concern. We're not raising the sales tax. We're not raising any tax. Listen, we talk about it wherever we go. It's the big lie. They're lying on a number of issues. Don't believe the lie. And by the way, lies are a desperate act by a desperate campaign on behalf of a desperate candidate.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
I need you to promise right now, plastic bags are coming back and they're going to stop.
First of all, let me say that if you saw the trunk of my car, for every time I forgot to bring in those bags and bought 3 more of those bags, you probably wouldn't vote for me. Plastic bags are coming back. Let me ask you something. My newspaper in the morning comes in a plastic bag. When you go in the produce section, what do you put your fruit in? When you buy the prepared meal, what does it come in? A plastic container. Come on, let's stop. Let's have some common sense approach here.
Affordable housing mandate.
We are going to stop the overdevelopment in our suburban communities. Listen, there are 2 issues that reveal the hypocrisy of the Democratic Party. They want you to believe that they're pro-environment. And yet they'll pave over every single one of our suburban communities and take garden right out of the Garden State. It ends on day one with a new argument before the state Supreme Court. So how do we do it? First of all, Republican majority. Let's win on November 4th. Second of all, who it is that I appoint to the Supreme Court? These are the things that matter most here in terms of stopping all that overdevelopment. The other big hypocrisy of the Democratic Party, they'll always want you to believe that they're the party of the disadvantaged, the party of the marginalized, the party of the minorities. Who has school choice? People with money. Who does not have school choice? People that live in poverty. And many times than not, those people are in a failing school system. Governor Ciattarelli is going to provide school choice in this state. Vouchers and charter schools. People have an opportunity to get out of a failing school system.
I want to say a word about that because this is important. This is where Jack is a model for what we can do in the country. And I think you can be a leader for Republican governors, for all governors, in showing this isn't just about Democrats versus Republicans. See, the other side, they will talk about inequality while adopting the very policies that create that inequality in the first place. Think about the COVID school closures. The public schools were closed while many private schools managed to remain open. Those 2 years of their education, they're never going to get that back. Who are they? Black kids in the inner city. Who are they? Many Democratic voters. So we don't have a lot of patience for the very people who will preach about inequality while creating it. We care about fixing the problem. Same thing about affordability. I mean, they will talk to you about affordability and cost. The real answer is, how do you bring down cost? You got to build more homes, get the red tape out of the way. You got to make sure we're doing it in a way that's not overdevelopment at the same time. Smart in the way we bring it. Bring down property taxes. This is a man who's going to do that. Bring down the cost of energy by producing more so your electric bills come down. So if you want a more affordable life, and I think the American dream is about the idea that if you work hard, you play by the rules, you get to have a good life, and dream for an even better life for your kids. The other side will give you words. This man will give you action. All right, and actions speak louder than words. And if you're successful here, you're paving a path for 2026 across the country, showing how we're going to do this, all right? So count on you. Thank you, my friend.
Hey, you know what another big issue is in this state is public safety. Nonviolent crime is spiking in this state. Break-ins, car thefts, flash mobs on our Jersey Shore, flash mobs in our malls. Who saw what went down 6 weeks ago in Secaucus? Total lack of respect for law and order and law enforcement. My Attorney General and our 21 county prosecutors appointed by me will back the men and women in blue every day of the week. We're taking the handcuffs off and we're going to let them do their job to keep our community safe. Considering what it is we pay in property taxes in this state, we're going to lower that bill. But considering what it is we pay in property taxes, we deserve safe communities, good public schools. You'll get that under Governor Ciattarelli, I promise you.
I want to thank a lot of people, especially as we came in. This would not be possible, this tour wouldn't be possible in the environment we live in without the support of our law enforcement, many of whom are here today. Let's give a round of applause for everyone.
Back the blue! Back the blue! Back the blue! Back the blue! Back the blue!
Thank you.
All right, yes, sir. Wait. If you ask a second question, you have to cut a check to Ciattarelli for governor. You don't have a second question. No, just play with it.
Is there a dollar minimum?
Just play with it.
In Billy Crimpler's last election, there was some things going on down at the commission in the Senate that everyone was concerned about. The Speaker of the House office called because they were concerned about what was going on with the counting of votes. I went down and witnessed the counting of votes at the commission. What are we going to do?
All right, so here's what we're going to do. First of all, in 2021, because of the closeness of the race, I didn't concede for 11 days. While we were counting all the votes, we looked into every allegation of fraud. And let me say this, and it might disappoint some of you, there's nothing systemically wrong with our system. Every single one of our counties has a board of elections. On the board of elections are an equal number of Republicans and Democrats whose job it is to oversee the counting of the votes, right? Back in 2021, you know what lost us the election? 600,000 Republicans didn't vote because they didn't think we could win. If 10% of them voted, you're with the governor tonight, we're talking about re-election. Well, let me tell you what I'm going to do to clean it up all the more. When I'm your governor, we will have voter ID here in the state. 68% of New Jerseyans support voter ID. You can't get to 68% without the support of Democrats. And don't let the Democrats get away with their argument that by asking for voter ID, mandating voter ID, we're disenfranchising communities of color. I think it's racist to suggest that black and brown people don't have a government-issued ID to be right. Don't let them. So we'll have voter ID when Jack Ciattarelli is your governor. We'll fight like hell for that. But have faith in the system. Get out there and vote. Get out there and vote.
When I watched the counting, I didn't see anything going particularly wrong, and I came away with the same thought that you had.
Appreciate that. Yes, sir.
In Hudson County, we have the highest taxes in the whole state of New Jersey. And on top of that, we have a sewage authority that taxes us too. The taxes of the sewage authority are 3 times what the water company bills. And it's a scam. It's a scam. They've never cut it off. They've never taken it away. They said as soon as we developed it, we're going to take it away. Union City, West New York, North Bergen, the river has been developed to the tilt, and we still pay for that sewage authority. You need to do something about that.
We'll do something about that. But we have elections for a reason. There's a mayor's race in Jersey City this year. There's county commissioner races in Jersey City this year. We got great Republican candidates running for state assembly in Hudson this year. And I'll tell you this, the reception I've been getting all around the state, and in particular in Hudson, has been off the charts.
We're behind you 100%.
I hear you. I hear you. But it's not just the endorsement of prominent Democrats in Hudson County that endorsed me. Yesterday we had a meeting in Jersey City. We had some time on our hands. I walked into a cafe in Jersey City, and when I walked in, I got a standing ovation for everybody who was sitting there. Listen, people want change. They've had it with 8 years of failed Earl Murphy policies.
You know what? A lot of those people, a lot of those Democrats are running scared because they know they're going to lose, and Jack Ciattarelli.
All right, the back and forth going on right now, the campaign event for Ciattarelli continuing, and the race getting tighter. This is the latest polling with Mikie Sherrill, the challenger, 50% to Ciattarelli's 44%. We'll be definitely keeping an eye on it for you here on Live Now from Fox as we get closer to the election.